Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ronnie Stockholm, and I'm proud to present to you yet another action-packed episode of NWC Tonight, your weekly destination for the best action from the Prestige Wrestling Association, iNoob Championship Wrestling, Northwest Championship Wrestling, and all of the other exciting affiliate brands recognized by the National Wrestling Council. This evening, we'll be bringing to you 4 more matches in the NWC World Championship Number 1 Contenders Round Robin Tournament, once again broadcast by the voice of PWA, Gary Bloomfield. In addition to that, we'll have some amazing action from our NWC Tag Team Division, an exciting singles encounter featuring members of the Diners Club, and in our main event, we will be seeing Selena Sharp finally facing Nikki Wilde in a best 2 out of 3 falls match for the INCW Women's Championship. We have all of this and some surprises on tap in this exciting edition of NWC Tonight. Let's take you to ringside. And for our first match of the evening, we have some exciting singles action featuring members of the Diners Club. Tonight we'll be seeing the enigmatic Shade, and he will be taking on one half of the INCW Tag Team Champions, the Masked Invader number 2. Now, in this match, we might see some of the most exciting developments happening outside the ring, because as you can see, Shade is going to be flanked tonight by Vinny Durango, the Mauler Mitch Garrison, and Lil T, which is, of course, the artist formerly known as Tigger Gold. So the Diners Club definitely out full force tonight. And on a related note, it looks like they're just giving managerial licenses out with every 5 gallons of gas you get at your local Chevron these days. But Invader number 2 will not be showing up tonight without resources of his own, as he's going to be accompanied by his tag team partner and fellow INCW Tag Team Champion, Invader number 1. Now, Vinny Durango has expressed interest in maybe this being the start of a budding tag team. He'd expressed interest in tagging with Shade and perhaps taking a run at these championships at some point in the future. Maybe tonight's match is going to be a harbinger of things to come. That is, if he can get Shade motivated to act. Shade is a very mysterious man who definitely marches to the beat of his own drum. It can be difficult sometimes to pin down what motivates him to act, but I think we can all agree that when he does act, he is a very potent force in that ring. Shade's going to have to bring all of that strength to bear when he takes on the always dangerous and cagey Masked Invader number 2. Of course, Shade most recently making headlines by being instrumental in helping relieve Akira Wilde of the INCW Championship at Boiling Point. Since then, while Shade has been on NWC Tonight, he has been a little on the quiet side, something that I believe has perhaps might be frustrating Vinny just a little bit, a man who just doesn't know when to stop talking. Look outside that ring, folks. Lil T, Vinny Durango, Mitch Garrison, 3 individuals who could most definitely play a role in this match in some capacity. Our referee is definitely going to have his work cut out for him. Now, in just a moment, we should be seeing Shade's opponent heading down to the ring, and of course Shade will be facing one half of the INCW Tag Team Champions. Now, the Masked Invaders are a team that really just sort of burst upon the scene in INCW, though they do seem to hold more than a passing resemblance for another decorated team, a team that had quite a history in PWA and in INCW. Perhaps they drew some inspiration from this team, but as we all know, the Masked Invaders are a brand new masked entity that showed up for the first time ever in INCW, only to achieve INCW superstardom when they captured the brand's tag team titles. Now, these two are a methodical and cold-hearted duo. You don't hear them talk a lot. You don't see them make any unnecessary movements. But boy, oh boy, when that bell rings, they can sure get it done in the ring. Of course, Masked Invader 2 will be the Invader who is competing this evening, and for those that don't know, while the Masked Invader 1 weighs 236 pounds, Masked Invader 2 actually weighs 6 ounces less. They are of similar height and build. One of them has, you might say, robin's egg-colored eyes, and the other one's eyes are blue. There are differences, of course, but where it counts in the ring, they are an absolutely unified duo. They have won championship gold here, and they have hung on to it with an iron fist, an iron grip there. Our referee is checking in, and the match has begun. Shade immediately starting out with a beautiful hip toss and a knee thrust right to the jaw. Shade is going to have to stick and move. As you can see, he's giving away quite a bit of height, quite a bit of weight to Masked Invader number 2. But of course, Shade is rarely the biggest dog in any fight that he's in. But what he lacks in size, he makes up for in quickness, in agility, in intensity. And look at that, just stomping a double mushroom stomp right into the pectoral region of the Masked Invader. Invader puts Shade against the ropes, and oh my goodness, just throat, that throat right across that bottom rope there. Oh man. And following up with a very methodical knee drop right to the chin of Shade. You can see Vinny out there stoic looking, which is uncharacteristic for him. Having some words there with Mauler Mitch. You can see Vinny has surrounded himself as of late with sort of this gaggle of oddities. Vinny Durango, always in search of a surrogate family, a man with a bit of a void in his heart, but one that he tends to fill with others in need of acceptance. A little interesting little group that the Diners Club has amassed around them. Shade managing to fight his way out of the corner, drops the Masked Invader to the mat and is letting him know that he is serious, but he perhaps should not be taking his opponent lightly. Masked Invader is a big, strong man, and he has Shade up on his shoulders and drops him in a Samoan drop right in the center of the ring, but Shade right back to his feet again, showing that he has the drive, he has the willpower to fight as long as this battle is going to take. Shade with a go-behind into a German suplex, and the Masked Invader trying to take a bit of a powder, but Shade not letting him, flipping over that top rope. A senton takes the Masked Invader out, and the crowd is going wild. Shade definitely has had his time on the side of the Angels and the side of the Devils, but despite all of that, he has maintained quite the unique fan following. Oh, Mitch Garrison in there looking to offer some moral support to Shade. We'll just give him the benefit of the doubt and assume it was only moral. And Shade really trying to press that advantage, delivering some hard forearm shots to the Invader, driving him back into the corner. And would you look at that, Masked Invader number 1 taking it upon himself to distract Shade. Shade talking some trash to him, but not letting it change his focus. Just peppering Invader 2 with lefts and rights and just choking him out in the corner. Shade really showing his concentration here, not letting the efforts of Masked Invader number 1 get him distracted. Going down for a pin, Invader 1 trying his darndest to distract that referee, though. These folks, the Invaders here, they became tag team champions for a reason. They operate as one unit. You're never truly fighting just one Masked Invader. Big time double axe handle to the chin takes Shade down. Wow, that might have knocked him out, folks, but I don't know if you can see, but Vinny Durango is jawing at the referee, completely distracting him. Ladies and gentlemen, that might have been it had it not been for the distraction of Vinny, but with that distraction in place, Shade has enough time to regroup and manages to kick out and deliver just the darndest roundhouse kick, a Mason-like roundhouse kick to the jaw of the Masked Invader. who manages to kick out at 2, but Shade now firmly in control and nails a second massive roundhouse kick. Referee checking in, and once again at 2, the Masked Invader manages to get out. Oh goodness, these fortunes have definitely turned in the favor of the Diners Club, thanks in no small part to the distraction efforts of Vinny. And again, a beautiful flying senton takes out the Invader outside the ring. But Masked Invader number 2, showing he has a ton of fight left. Big Bulldog puts Shade face first into that mat, which, of course, covers a very hard surface. Oh, my goodness, did you see that? The Invader just headbutted Shade very hard. There has often been speculation that these masks that the Invaders wear may be loaded, and would you look at that? One headbutt has caused a gusher on the left temple of Shade. But it seems to have woken up the Enigma. Shade is furious as he is just bleeding buckets of blood. Slides back into the ring, the referee nearing that 10 count. Shade just went back in just so he could break that 10 count. And Shade picks up the Invader and twists him into a cutter right on the floor. Invader, managing to regain the advantage, slams Shade shoulder first into that barricade. But Shade again comes back, a suplex, and look at it, Mahler, Mitch Garrison just cheering his teammate on. He's just thrilled to be invited to the party, ladies and gentlemen. Shade went for another one of those roundhouse kicks, but the Invader ducking underneath it and sending Shade just ribs first into the announce desk. Shade, though, again, regaining control, throwing the Invader in. This has been a back and forth duel, neither man willing to give any quarter. Invader picks Shade up and drops him throat first across that top rope, a time-tested tool in the NWC. And the Invader has Shade up and drops him on his head in a pile driver, forcing Shade to head outside and regroup. Oh, Shade was trying to cut the Invader off on the top rope, but he ate a clothesline from that top turnbuckle for his trouble. Shade nailing the Invader with lefts and rights, but the Invader manages to reverse things by dropping Shade chin first to the top of that potentially loaded mask. And Shade manages another roundhouse kick. Referee in for the count. 1, 2. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, out of nowhere, a spinning roundhouse kick by Shade takes out one half of the tag team champions. Let that feat not be understated, folks. That is an impressive win. Even though Masked Invader number 2 is not known for his singles competition, he is an incredibly talented, incredibly skilled individual who has taken out many opponents in both tag team and singles action. What a win for Shade and the Diners Club. Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that there were some shenanigans outside the ring there. Vinny distracting Invader 2 from what could have potentially been a pin. But as it stands, your winner, Shade. What an absolutely amazing match, and a fantastic start to our show. Now, in a moment, I'm going to be turning things over to my broadcast colleague, Gary Bloomfield, for some tournament action. But before I do, I have a special presentation to show you. Last week, our NWC Women's Division showed some amazing resurgence as we saw new blood arrive from PWA in the form of Laniev and Cynthia Love. We also showed you last week an exciting vignette from the towering Amazon known as Karashika. This week, we've got another. Coming to you from our affiliates at South Bayou Championship Wrestling, I'm proud to bring you a vignette with European flair, the one and only Peerless Victoria Prime. We certainly look forward to seeing Victoria's in-ring debut here in the next few weeks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to turn our attention to the NWC World Championship #1 Contender Round Robin Tournament. That is a mouthful. As we enter this new round of competition, ladies and gentlemen, it is a wide open field. We have the Spoiler 3, Spencer Watts, Paul Grovett, Chonk, and Brawler Beckett all standing at 2 wins and 1 loss. It is literally anyone's game. And remember, folks, this is a best-of-7 series, so we have a long way to go before determining an ultimate contender to Damian Black's NWC World Championship. Now, it's time to throw it to my broadcast colleague Gary Bloomfield for our first 2 Round 4 tournament matches. Gary?
Thank you, Ronnie. And as Round 4 gets underway, we have a bit of a review for these standings. Richard Pennyworth remains winless after 3 rounds and 3 matches. Akira Wilde, Bill Cody, both tied at 1 win and 2 losses apiece. Everyone else is at 2 and 1, and all vying for that top position. It is anybody's tournament to win, and right now we're fixing to have 2 and 1 participants to start this 4th round. On his way to the ring, entering the ring right now, one of the participants, Chonk, who has defeated Akira Wilde and Richard Pennyworth, suffered a loss to Bill Cody. Sitting at the top of the pack along with 4 other participants. And he is ready to extend his lead to 3 and 1. He's got some tough competition coming his way. And of course, Chonk with his size is going to outweigh just about anybody and will certainly have the weight and size advantage over his opponent about to make his entrance into the ring. Chonk awaits. And there he is, his opponent for the 4th round, Bartholomew Lord Beckett, the Brawler. The Brummy Brawler from Birmingham, England. While he's giving away a lot of size, Brawler Beckett, one of the most tenacious competitors in this tournament. He is not going to give Chonk an easy time. That much can be certain. He's going to have a lot of strength to deal with on the opposite side of that ring. Brawler Beckett is a cunning warrior inside the squared circle. And if he can get Chonk on his back and keep him there, that is where Brawler Beckett will have the most advantage. Brawler Beckett looks ready. Chonk with a look of complete disdain for the Brawler. There's the bell, and immediately Chonk takes the early advantage. Got Beckett hoisted up and bringing all that strength to bear early. That is going to be the key to victory for Chonk, is to just smother Brawler Beckett with his immense strength. So he's got Beckett trapped in the corner, yanking on the arm. Chonk taking a somewhat measured approach thus far against Beckett. He sends him flying out of the corner and straight onto his back. And Chonk dropping all that weight onto the sternum of the Brawler Beckett, looking to cause our Scottish Lord some breathing problems. A kick to the midsection by Beckett. Beckett now bringing his weight down on the back of the neck of Chonk. And now Chonk on the ground exactly where he does not need to be against Brawler, and Brawler taking advantage. A few closed fists and dropping Chonk's face straight into the mat and dropping his weight on the arm. Beckett in full control now. Throwing out some stiff shots. Kick to the midsection. Front face lock, and now knees to the midsection of Chonk. Finishing off with a knee to the face. That staggered the big man. Flying lariat from Beckett. Chonk is in some trouble now. Beckett rolls him over, hooks the leg. Count of 1. A kick out right at 1. That may not even have been 1. Chonk rolls to the outside. Beckett now climbing to the top rope. Beckett very aggressive thus far and taking a very high-risk approach here. Let's see if it pays off. Missile drop kick from the top rope. by the brawler as he acknowledges this crowd. He seems to have things well in hand here. Collar and elbow tie-up. Chalk now pressing the advantage and pressing Brawler Beckett straight up in the air into a power slam on the outside. Chalk getting fired up. Beckett takes him down. I'm not sure that was a lariat. That looked more like a flying chokehold. And once again, Chalk back in trouble, but kicks away at Beckett. Chalk back up to his feet. Big right hand. Kick to the midsection. Got him hooked up into a fireman's carry buster. Both men back inside the ring. Chalk waiting for Beckett, grabs the advantage. Back suplex position, whirls him around into a stomach crusher. Beckett back to his feet. Chalk grabs him, got him by the throat and just throttling him. Referee trying to get Chalk to break the hold, and well, Beckett's going to do that job for him with a rake to the eyes followed up by a clothesline. Beckett now dropping the weight on the back of Chalk's neck, getting him set up for Pax Britannica. Dragon Screw leg whip and slams the ankle down into the mat. Goes for a cover. Beckett understandably trying to get this match ended early, but again only gets a 1 count. Beckett tries to get behind Chalk. Chalk catches him, and now Chalk gnawing away at the nose, at the facial features of Lord Beckett, and now wiping the foot across the face. Oh my goodness. Chalk just lifted Beckett up and just dropped him. Chalk now off the middle rope, big splash. Doesn't hold for the pin. That might have been it. But Chalk looking to do some more damage. Oh, Beckett slips behind after the pump handle. European uppercut to the back of the neck once again. Beckett methodically working the neck, crimping that neck, trying to get set up for Pax Britannica, the patented finishing hold submission move of Lord Beckett. Beckett throwing Chalk back inside the ring, taking some time now to rest up and jeer with this crowd. Chalk not giving him any breathing room as he's right back outside, but Beckett fires off with shots to the midsection, breaks the hold. Big forearm from Beckett. Beckett throws Chalk back inside. Beckett now making his way back in. Looking to do some more damage. Looking for something here. Again, that measured approach. Wait a minute. Beckett has got Pax Britannica. Pax Britannica locked in on Chalk. Beckett is rearing back. Chalk in a great deal of trouble. Refusing to tap and screaming in pain. Chalk doing everything he can to fight him off. Oh, he manages to break the hold and now throwing at back elbows and breaks the hold. Chalk has broken Pax Britannica. Sends Beckett down with a shoulder tackle. Picks Beckett back up one more time. Pump handle position, got him up. Gut buster. Hooks the leg. 1, count of 2. Beckett gets the shoulder up at 2. Match continues. Chalk now sends Beckett in for the ride. Got him a big power slam. My goodness. That one shook the whole stadium. Chalk is unrelenting. He has tasted Pax Britannica, not willing to taste it again. Continuously working on the core on the midsection of Brawler Beckett. Sweeps the legs and now meat hook after meat hook into Beckett. Beckett manages to throw him off, but Chalk unrelenting. Beckett with a lariat. Beckett caught Chalk with a lariat. Beckett getting set up for something. Ducks underneath, got him. Burning hammer. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Chalk kicks out at 2.5, and Beckett is beside himself. Rolls Chalk over. Beckett goes behind, looking for Pax Britannica once more. Got it locked in. Beckett locks in Pax Britannica, and Chalk is tapped. Chalk is tapped out. Your winner of this opening match of round 4, Brawler Beckett. And tenacity has won the day for the Scottish Lord. The English Scottish Lord. Yeah, I know it's confusing, folks. Just bear with me. And there it was. Pax Britannica is indeed what spelled the end for Chonk. Beckett moves on to 3-1, taking an early lead in round 4. Chonk falls to 2-2. A great contest to open this one up, folks. The next match of this round coming up right after this. And ladies and gentlemen, we are set for our second match of round 4, featuring 2 outstanding competitors. First on his way to the ring, former 2-time NWC World Champion, and 1-2 is his record in this tournament thus far, the surgical specialist, Akira Wilde. And while he is not at the top of the pack in this tournament, he has got a great deal of momentum after an outstanding victory against the spoiler. And Akira hopes that will be turning his fortunes around coming into this next match against another tough contender. The surgical specialist, Akira Wilde, looking to add a third NWC championship at the end of this tournament. But to do that, he's going to have to get by some outstanding competitors. Wilde, you can see the confidence just emanating from every pore in this man's body as he awaits his opponent in the ring. And it's going to be a tough one. Speaking of momentum, a man who has been riding high up until the last match that he had. Here he comes, the blueprint, Spencer Watts. Spencer Watts sitting at 2-1, undefeated up until last week. Looking to regroup, get a win over Akira Wilde tonight, which would put him tied with Brawler Beckett by the end of this round. Spencer Watts has shown a great deal of improvement since his debut a number of years ago in PWA and has earned his spot in the top contendership. One of the favorites to win the entire tournament and face Damian Black for the NWC World Championship. There's the bell. Watts grabs Akira, pushes him up against the ropes. Sends Wilde in for the ride. Well, missed the kick. Looked like he was going for the midsection there. But grabs Akira, throws him into the corner, follows up with a hard elbow. And now stopping away at the midsection. Watts looking to give Wilde no quarter as he grabs a choke in the corner. That's fairly uncharacteristic, but a testament to how intense these matches are and what they mean to the competitors as he gets a quick count. Didn't even register a 1, but Watts looking to win this early. He's got Wilde up. Wilde slips out the back door and a chop block to the back of the knee. Watts with a springboard drop kick off the middle rope. Sends Wilde to the outside. Goes to go with the fans, but Wilde immediately back in the ring and a strike to the small of the back. Watts better not get too cocky as Wilde is turning up the pace with that suicide dive through the middle ropes. Now he's got him locked up on the outside. My goodness. Face to the knee in a modified stunner type maneuver outside the ring. And now a kick to the midsection. And all the niceties have gone out of the window. If you're expecting a technical match, well, it's turning into a fight. Watts opened up the door and Akira is obliging. Fisherman Buster on the outside. Flurry of strikes, ending with a sharp kick. Straight jacket, Greco-plex by Wilde. Sends Watts back inside the ring. Wilde following Watts in. And another sharp kick to the midsection, right to the gut after that arm wringer. Collar double tap, kick to the midsection by Watts. Collar double tap once again. Watts with that carry and dumps Akira Wilde back to the outside. Watts taking this fight out to the floor one more time. Rolls him up. Got him up. Schoolboy suplex. And again, folks, with these two particular participants, I was looking for a high energy contest, a high energy technical wrestling match. But these two are really cranking it up on each other. And again, just goes to show you how intense this tournament is and what it means to everybody involved. A chance at the world title, nothing to be taken lightly, as Wilde grabs Spencer Watts and locks him into the Dragon Suplex, looking for a submission. Watts fighting out with a series of right hands to the side of the face. Wilde breaks the hold. Watts with the advantage, sends Wilde off the ropes. Go behind into a German suplex, holding for the cover. One, and a kick out by Wilde. Watts now grabs the arm, bringing Wilde all the way down back to the canvas and stomping on the shoulder. Watts now, full control. Irish Whip reversal gets sent into the corner. Watts out of the way, big kick to the noggin. Watts back in now, collar and elbow tie up. Knee strike to the gut a second time, and down goes Akira. Watts working the arm, possibly setting him up for endgame. Watts to the outside, leaps to the top turnbuckle, diving headbutt connects. Watts now getting Wilde set up. Got him from behind in the endgame, locked in on Akira Wilde. Both of these men well versed in the submission game. And right now it's Watts. Wilde rolls out, kick to the back, and a hard lariat to the back of the neck of Spencer Watts. Kick to the midsection. Over and float over DDT on point for Wilde. Wilde coming back in, floats over, hooks the leg. One, and a kick out at one by Spencer Watts. Wilde still has his work cut out for him. Picks him up, kick to the midsection. Surgical strike. Cover. 1, 2. And Akira Wilde with a sudden victory. A well-executed surgical strike. Spencer Watts falls to 2-2. Akira Wilde moves up to 2-2. What a match. A sudden victory from Akira Wilde. I have not seen a better executed surgical strike. And Akira Wilde riding that momentum from last week all the way, remaining in the middle of the pack and one win behind the top contenders.
Thank you so much, Gary. What amazing action from our tournament. Well, we will be back with more tournament matches before the end of the evening. But before we can do that, hello?
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, INCW Women's Champion Nikki Wilde. Hi, Nikki. What are you doing here?
I wanted to be on TV.
You wanted to be on TV?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're scheduled to be on TV later tonight during your championship match.
Au contraire, mon frère. Don't know if you heard, but little Miss Sharpie has a boo-boo on her noggin. She ain't been cleared to compete tonight, so it looks like this little champ has the night off.
Well, actually, I might have some new information about that you might want to hear.
The heck you talking about, Necktie? Sharp ain't cleared. Hell, she ain't even in the building. So whether you or that highfalutin championship committee like it, that match ain't happening.
Well, you're right about that, Nikki. Selena Sharp has not been cleared to compete tonight, but NWC Commissioner Marty Dinkle just informed me that he had a very important message to deliver to the NWC Nation regarding you and your scheduled title defense tonight.
Well, I don't give a flying fig what that pencil-neck cigar box has to say. The fact is that the NWC brass decided Sharp couldn't be here, so there's no match. End of freaking story.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Nikki. Mr. Dinkle just told me that... Oh, wait a minute. Actually, it looks like he's on his way in here right now. You can talk to him directly.
Oh, hell no. I don't want to be within 3 counties of that weird little turd with his slicked hair and his molester mustache.
Hello, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, NWC Commissioner Marty Dinkle.
If it ain't Mickey Wild, just the champion I was looking for.
Hey, Mr. D. I was just talking about ya. Hey, is that a new suit? It's shiny. And did you get a new hair cream? It smells like success.
Thanks for noticing. It's a 50-50 mix. Murphy Extra for body, a little bit of Royal Crown for shine. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Saves me the trouble of having you carried in. See, I'd heard that Selena Sharp wasn't cleared to compete tonight, and I got to thinking it'd be a crying shame if the greatest champion in the company didn't have a showcase for her skills tonight.
Oh, yeah, that would be a shame, wouldn't it?
I mean, to deprive the tens of your fans worldwide of seeing the most prolific women's champion in all of wrestling would just be a crime. So, I came down and personally found you a suitable replacement competitor for this evening.
Whoa. A suitable replacement? You mean I gotta defend my title tonight against some mystery chick who I ain't even prepared for?
Well, my dear, a champion needs to be prepared to defend her title on any occasion. And buddy, your week's overdue, so let me be clear. I personally guarantee that you will be defending that women's title of yours tonight in that very ring. And as for who you'll be fighting, well, there's a whole locker room of ladies who'd love to have a shot at your belt. Belt. So, toodaloo, Flopsy, you've got a match to get ready for.
But, against who?
Tuck, no need to thank me. I'm just happy to help out.
Well, Nikki, it looks like you do have a match after all.
Yeah, I know, Ron. Get the frick out of my way. I gotta get ready for whatever the hell is going on.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. The INCW Women's Championship will be defended tonight in our main event. Now, on to our next match. For our next contest this evening, we have some fantastic tag team action. We're going to see the mighty Cold Snakes, the fierce and deadly ones themselves, taking on an eclectic brand new team to the NWC. This team is called Insult to Injury. These two, Ravage and Rampage, appear to have just stepped straight out of the 1980s. They're comic book and cartoon wrestlers brought to life. I don't know what else to say other than do your best to follow along with their promos, folks, but don't sprain anything. It can be a difficult road. This should be just an amazing encounter, and of course, we are excited to see any tag team competitors here in the NWC. It's a sorely lacking division here on NWC Tonight. We look to be remedying that immediately. Tag team action is a cornerstone of this amazing sport that we all know and love, and we're going to see a fantastic example of it this evening. Although these two teams, I'll tell you, they are definitely quite colorful. Coming down to the ring right now, you've got Junior Cobra and Giant Anaconda. These two, the Cold Snakes, the fierce and deadly Cold Snakes, have been making waves all the way back since Pro Wrestling Shaft in the early 2000s. They've been around the block more than once. They had quite a run as tag team champions and perennial contenders in the Prestige Wrestling Association. They've had a cup of coffee in INCW as well, folks, but they are definitely looking to expand their exposure with today's audience. Now, Junior Cobra can be a bit of an abrasive individual. Giant Anaconda, a much more silent behemoth, but the two of them together make for one heck of a potent team. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited for the debut of this brand new team to NWC. The term throwback is used occasionally to describe someone of an old school mentality, and I don't know that I'd use old school to talk about these two, but boy, they are out of a different era, an era of testosterone, an era of chemical enhancement, not for me to say, but folks, these two gigantic, hyped individuals are Rampage and Ravage. They go by the team name Insult to Injury. They feast on pain. They dine on danger. They live for only destruction. If destrucity ever was a word, and it's not, these two would absolutely emulate it. The gentleman in the mohawk, that is Rampage. The gentleman in the red, in the bandana there, that is Ravage. And these two monster men are looking to throw down with the biggest and best of the NWC Tag Division. This should be a fantastic encounter, folks. Let's see what these four amazing men can bring to this division. Starting out, Rampage and Junior Cobra in the ring. Cobra immediately bouncing off into a Pele kick that catches nothing. The compact and stout Rampage driving Junior Cobra's ankle into the ground, going for a quick pin. Referee gets a 1 count. Going to have a heck of a lot of more fight left in them, these four teams. Junior Cobra just punching Rampage square in the butt. And Rampage using his considerable bulk for a man his size to throw Junior Cobra off. And sends him head over heels with a huge suplex and tags out to the larger Ravage. Ravage going for a clothesline, Cobra managing to get out of the way of it and deliver a big-time drop kick off the middle rope. Goes for a quick pin. 1, 2... Quick 2 count. I think he surprised Ravage more than hurt him there. I don't know what it would take to hurt a man of this size, but Giant Anaconda is about to find out. Oh my goodness! Just launched Ravage halfway across the ring with a huge shoulder tackle of some sort. Has the big man up. Trying to control the ring, Anaconda sends Ravage into his own corner, tags out to Junior Cobra, and is holding the big man for a kick to the solar plexus by the diminutive Cold Snake. Junior Cobra, around and around he goes. Satellite head scissors takes the big man down, and an attempted barrage completely cut off with a headbutt. Now, of course, the Cold Snakes famously load their masks, but it seems like more often than not that just ends up giving them a headache. Cobra managing to fight his way out of the corner there. Ravage attempting to use some good teamwork, but gets nailed head first into the ground. A variation on the razor sharp there for a near fall, but Rampage in to help his partner. Cobra sends Ravage to the ropes, comes off with another head scissors, takes the big man down, showing his veteran instincts there. This is not Junior Cobra's first dance. Trying to take the big man to his corner, to the Cold Snake corner, but manages to get a few elbows to the breadbasket for his trouble, and a kick to the solar plexus, and a punch to Anaconda for good measure. Ravage sending a message to the Cold Snakes. Twisting neck breaker takes the masked man down. Giant Anaconda manages a blind tag. Don't even know if Ravage saw it happen. Anaconda sends Ravage to the ropes and just destroys him with a shoulder block. Comes off the ropes, and a giant 300-pound body splash on the painted man in red. But Ravage tags out to Rampage. Rampage significantly shorter than Giant Anaconda, but who's to say if he's actually any less powerful? Look at this man. Oh, look at this man getting thrown through the air. Goes for a quick pin in the Cold Snake corner. 1. Only a 1 count. Rampage, a muscular, compact man, diminutive in height but not in power, has Anaconda up over his shoulder, drops him throat first over the top rope, bounces off the ropes himself, big time leg drop of doom, to the throat of Giant Anaconda and posing for the crowd, perhaps prematurely, eats a stomp to the back of the neck. This action is a mile a minute, ladies and gentlemen. The Cold Snakes and insult to injury quickly defining up what the NWC Tag Team is supposed to be all about. Rampage picks Junior Cobra up, but Cobra manages to float over, avoids the suplex, and turns it into a fantastic arm drag, showing some great agility. And a crescent kick followed by a shooting star press right into the center of the ring. Chooses not to go for the pinfall, though, instead delivers a sharp kick to the kidneys of Rampage. Going for a pin now, only a 1 count. Folks, it's hard to keep up with this action. This is fantastic, fast-paced tandem tag team action. Oh, and Rampage, look at the power on display. Picks up Anaconda pile driver. And a quick tag to his larger partner. It's going to be the battle of the behemoths with these two. Rampage trying to control the big man, taking him over to the side, puts him up against the ropes. What's he going to do with him? Sends him to the side, goes for, looks like he was going for some sort of a hip toss, but thrown off by Anaconda, who inverts him into a body slam gutbuster, goes for the pin. 1, and still just a 1 count. You'd think that no one could handle that kind of power for long, but these two seem to have quite a bit of fuel left in the tank. Ravage heads to the outside. Anaconda heads to this corner for a tag. Junior Cobra, the smallest man in the match, taking on one of the largest. Cobra, Canadian Destroyer, holds on for a pin. And a 2 count. Rampage in to help his partner. Oh, Junior Cobra trying to pick Ravage up, but no dice, giving up about 100+ pounds there. And Ravage just takes him over in a choke-style STO. Just raw power. And excellent tag team work on display from both these teams. Insult to injury, a new team to us. Don't know where they came from before this, what sort of experience they have, but they're operating like a well-oiled machine. Big-time elbow and a punch to the back of the head. Rampage measuring Junior Cobra. What's he going to do with him? Picks him up. Oh, goodness gracious. Look at this. Running with him. Running power slam. Goodness gracious. Yeah, Anaconda better get in there and help. I don't think Cobra was kicking out of that one. Rampage not too happy about that. Cobra trying to take a breather, manages to make it to the outside there, and Anaconda eats a stunner over the top rope for his interference. Tag out to Ravage. Ravage with a kick to the solar plexus, follows it up with, going for some sort of power bomb, but Junior Cobra manages to fight his way out of it and slams Ravage into the corner. What's he going to do with him? They're doing some trash talking to Rampage there. Oh, look at that. Junior Cobra is relentless in his bad-mouthing, but manages to hold out a bit too long. Ravage fights his way out of the corner. Basement drop kick takes Cobra down. Wow, a 270-pound plus knee right to the throat there. Don't quite know how much this man weighs, but he's definitely standing somewhere in the realm of 6'5", 6'6", and just a wall of beef. Grade A American beef, if in fact parts unknown is in the lower Midwestern United States, as I've always suspected. Ravage has Junior Cobra up for a suplex. Cobra floats over and chops the leg out from underneath the big man. Ravage, though, manages to get a hold of Cobra and just throttling him to the ground. I've got to say, these two are a very impressive duo. Whether they win or lose this debut match of theirs, you've got to think they're going to be making waves in the NWC Tag Division. Folks, if I didn't know better, I would say I think Cobra may have been busted open under his mask there. Caught that hard shot from Ravage. Rampage in now, though. Has a leg isolated and just drops Cobra ankle first to the ground, and now working on that other leg, just taking the twigs out from underneath the smaller of the two Cold Snakes. Rampage has him up. and flips him over inside out with a suplex. Goes for a body splash as well, but catches nothing but air, and Cobra catches nothing but nose, and just slaps the proboscis of Rampage, and follows through with a very sharp-looking DDT that sends the thick man to the mat outside. Speaking of thick, my God, that man's neck is like it's made entirely out of 24-inch python. Cobra with a head scissors takedown outside the ring and trying to get the crowd pumped up, and whoa, amazing agility, a crucifix slam by Rampage, who is also doing his best to get that crowd on his side. I can tell these folks are going to be a fan favorite, these two gentlemen, much to the chagrin of Junior Cobra, who just stumbles backwards into that barricade. Rampage inside, and man, they just spear the boots out of Anaconda, preventing the big man from being a factor in aiding his tag team partner. Just went to town on Anaconda, now coming back and just continuing the job he started on Junior Cobra, slams him head first and then shoulder first into the barricade. Oh, but Cobra manages to duck out of that, slides in, gets into the ring, avoiding any further injury, and very proud of himself for doing so. But once again, celebrating a little too early and eats a bicep to the jaw for his trouble. Rampage sending Junior Cobra to the corner. Follows up by lifting him to that top turnbuckle. What's he going to do? Oh, he has him up. And another running power slam. Goes for the pin. And Anaconda in to break up the action. But Rampage is feeling it as Anaconda is dumped rudely from the ring by the big man in red. Rampage has Cobra up. And outside the ring, Ravage is continuing the assault. We have stereo suplexes by insult to injury inside and outside the ring. Cobra is in there with no one to tag to. And Rampage has him up and spikes him head first into the canvas with a beautiful pile driver. I say beautiful, that's a relative term, folks. It's all power, little technique with these men. And another running power slam to the center of the ring. No one to help him. 1, 2, and 3. With Giant Anaconda neutralized on the outside by Ravage, Rampage is free to hit that colossal, super running power slam from the top turnbuckle, giving insult to injury their very first win in their debut match here in the NWC. These two gigantic, destructive, powerful men are going to be making a huge mark in the NWC Tag Division moving forward. Look at that. These two guys, they are as pleased as can be. They may be giant stacks of muscles, folks, but they have hearts too. They have emotions. And you can see that they are so happy to be able to do the thing that they do so well inside that ring and to hear the adulation of the crowds. Insult to injury, folks. They have arrived. And it is that time again, folks. We have 2 more amazing tournament matches on tap for you. I'm going to throw it back to my broadcast colleague, Gary Bloomfield, who will keep you updated on the action.
Thank you, Ronnie, and we are moving on with round 4. 2 matches down, 2 to go. And, well, folks, we've seen a couple of really good fights so far. And this one may just be the fight of round 4. 2 big brawlers, 2 big bruisers going to participate in this match. And here comes our first participant, the Outlaw Bill Cody, former NWC World Champion, sitting at 1-2 in this contest. He has given a great accounting of himself thus far in some very close matches. 1 win to his name, but still anybody's tournament. Bill Cody looking to remain in the middle of the pack and garner his time and accumulate some more wins to stay in contention to compete in the finals. He's got a tough test ahead of him as his opponent, the Spoiler 3, the 2-on-1 Spoiler 3, makes his way in. Spoiler, another favorite, up until last week was undefeated, suffered a loss to Akira Wild. Looking to regroup and extend his record to 3-1 in this tournament with a win tonight over the Outlaw. Folks, got to tell you, I'm excited for this match, for this particular match. Who is going to be the best brawler? Both men know how to fight. They do know how to wrestle. But they know how to bring the pain. They know how to torture a man. They know how to brawl. And they're going to look to do that to each other in this match. Tense look from Billy Cody as the Spoiler just kind of takes it in stride. There's the bell, and Spoiler with the upper hand early sends the Outlaw into the corner. Sends him right back out with a big boot to the face. The Spoiler getting cocky early in this match. May not be a good idea against the Outlaw. He's a former world champion. Not to be taken lightly, as he is proving to the Spoiler right now with a clothesline and multiple kicks to the back of the head. Big elbow drops on the Spoiler. Kick to the midsection, goes to pick the Spoiler up. Spoiler with a well-timed elbow shot on the way up. Grabs a headlock into a takeover, just throwing Bill Cody, not a light man by any stretch of the imagination, and clubs him down. Spoiler, without a doubt, one of the largest men in this competition. Bill Cody not used to being outsized. Spoiler with a hook of the leg, count of one and a kick out. Cody, however, used to dealing with big men, as he did get a win over Chonk, his sole win of the tournament. Picks Spoiler up and drops him down from the pump handle position straight onto the Spoiler's back. Look at that deadlift press into the Oklahoma Stampede. Rolls him over, looking to press the advantage. Drops all of his weight down on the midsection, the small of the back. Picks Spoiler back up to his feet, big kick to the face. Cody now in full control, hooks the leg, count of one, kick out at one by the Spoiler. Cody still with work left to do, looking to end this match quickly. Oh, look at this, Cody getting the Spoiler hooked up, power bomb on the Spoiler 3, hooks the leg, 1, 2, Spoiler with an impressive kick out at 2, pressed Cody right off of him after that power bomb. Cody got him up. Oklahoma Stampede. Cody is on fire right now. Count of 2. And a strong kick out again, but later after that too, about 2.5. Spoiler now. Got Cody up. Drops him on the top rope for Snake Eyes. And Spoiler dropping the pace to a more methodical approach, as he's got Cody on his back and dropping knees from all angles. Cody with a chin crusher. Cody looks for the big boot. Spoiler out of the way. Headlock takeover by the Spoiler. Spoiler sends Cody in for the ride. Back elbow on point. Spoiler getting himself fired up. Cody back up to his feet. Again, sends him into the top, or sends him into the corner, and a big boot connects one more time. That one caught the Outlaw flush. Running knee. Cody out of the way, throws out a punch. Got the Spoiler up. Fall-away slam. Cody seems to have been busted open, possibly by that big boot earlier. Flying shoulder tackle from the Spoiler. Cody outside using the ropes, trying to get back to his feet. Shoulder tackle. Cody sent to the outside, and now it's going to get dirty. Or not. Spoiler throws Cody back in. Spoiler getting a bit of respite. Makes his way back over the top rope. Here comes Cody. double axe handle sends Cody into the corner. Big chop from the spoiler. Spoiler hooks the leg. Count of 1. Count of 2. Cody kicks out at 2. Spoiler got some more work to do. Picks Cody back up to his feet. Collar double tap. Look out. Here it comes. Spoiler alert. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Cody kicks out at 2.5. This match starting to wear on both opponents. Cody got the spoiler up. Snake Eyes in the corner. Spoiler in trouble. Cody signaling to the crowd. Spoiler back up to his feet. Cody's got him. Snap suplex. Hammering blow from Cody. Cody sends Spoiler to the ropes. Drops down, picks him up. Big back body drop by the Outlaw. And now Cody hammering away. Slamming the arm into the mat. Gets Spoiler back up to his feet. Short arm, no. Spoiler blocks it. Kick to the midsection. Spoiler hammering, crushing blow to the chest of the Outlaw and choking the life out of Bill Cody. Spoiler, he fights as dirty as anyone. Another hammering blow to the chest. Spoiler got Cody up. Tilt-a-whirl side slam by the Spoiler. Spoiler heading up to the top rope. Patented diving knee to the midsection, hooks the leg. 1, 2, and the Spoiler emerges victorious in a grueling match. The diving knee from the top rope combined with that Spoiler alert. Spoiler able to weather the storm of that power bomb and emerge victorious, giving Bill Cody another loss, sending him to 1-3. Spoiler going to 3-1 and remaining a favorite in this tournament match. Folks, our final match of round 4 coming up right after this. And ladies and gentlemen, our final match before we hit the midway point of this tournament about to commence. Richard Pennyworth III making his way to the ring. Pennyworth still looking to get his first win. He is a technician par excellence. It has not yet translated into success for the modern day aristocrat, and he is not giving up. And he looks to get his first win tonight over some would consider him a dark horse, I think, in this tournament. Pennyworth just about out of the running here, unfortunately, and really desperately needs a win to stay in the hunt, as it were. That window is still open, but it is quickly closing for the modern day aristocrat. And of course, while every match is going to be a tough contest for any of the participants here, there's a lot of pressure on Richard Pennyworth to get a win here tonight. And his opponent certainly not going to make it easy for him, as Paul Hook Gravitt makes his way to the ring. I think he has firmly established himself as the dark horse. Not many... he did not come into this match with a lot of fanfare, did not come into this tournament with a lot of fanfare, but he has garnered 2 wins, 1 loss, and looking for a 3rd win, which would put him tied in the top position by the end of this round as we get into the halfway point of the tournament. And Paul Gravitt, a very technical, old-school style wrestler. Richard Pennyworth, a classically trained wrestler. Should be a technical showcase. There's the bell. And Gravett going right in for the hookup. And Pennyworth countering that beautifully. Gravett, nice forearm from Pennyworth. Rolls Gravett over with a kick to the thigh there. Knotting up those thigh muscles. And now working the knee. Pennyworth has targeted Gravett's knee early in this match. The knee and the leg. Picked a body part very early. Dropping the elbow on the collarbone now. Gravett kicks away at Pennyworth. Kick to the leg by Gravett. Pennyworth rolls up to his feet, gets taken down with a shoulder tackle by a very aware Paul Gravett. Both men rolling to the outside. Gravett catches Pennyworth, got him hooked up, belly-to-belly suplex on the outside. Gravett maintaining control. Good hip toss into the elbow drop. The referee continues to count. Hard forearm shot from Paul. Gravett picking Pennyworth up by the neck and throws him dangerously close to those steel steps. Collar and elbow tie up once more. Knee to the midsection from Gravett. Got Pennyworth hooked up in a front face lock. Rolls him over. Neck breaker. No. Pennyworth counters. Fights out into a neck breaker of his own. Pennyworth now losing a bit of his composure. Throwing out some left hands. Picks Gravett back up. And they've spent quite a bit of time outside. Pennyworth, well aware of the count, throws Gravett back in. Makes his way back in. Gravett back to his feet. Throws out a punch. Front neck lock into a suplex. Collar and elbow tie up once more. Sends Pennyworth into the corner. Shot to the midsection from Gravett. Pennyworth with the short elbow comes out of the corner. Shoulder to shoulder collision. Big forearm from Gravett. Beats Pennyworth to the punch. Hook of the leg. Count of one and a kick out. Gravett getting fired up. Throws out a punch. Rolls Pennyworth around, belly to side suplex by Gravett. Gravett really beating the smaller Pennyworth to the punch, and I would have thought that Pennyworth had the speed advantage here, but Gravett has got everything well timed, got him up. Oh my goodness! Pile driver on the outside of the ring by Paul Gravett. Pennyworth quickly back up to his feet, I think trying to show that he is not injured. Gravett takes him down. Good old hip toss. As we're up to a count of 4 outside of the ring. Gravett taking this one back in. Waiting for Pennyworth to make his way back in. Pennyworth rolls under the bottom rope. Gravett catches him coming in. Gut wrench suplex by Gravett. Gravett with a hammering blow. And look at that, top over wrist lock and cranking back on it. Pennyworth's feet underneath the bottom rope. That might have cause for a break. Referee didn't see it, but Pennyworth able to shift his weight and reverse the hold and breaks it. Collar and elbow tap. Pennyworth sends Gravett into the corner. Pennyworth at the head of steam. Elbow into a bulldog. Well executed by the modern day aristocrat, but Pennyworth gets his leg picked, and now the single leg crab applied by Paul Gravett. Gravett unable to sit back properly on that single leg crab. Pennyworth able to break the hold. Pump handle suplex by Pennyworth. Pennyworth taking his time to look at the crowd here. Shot to the midsection from Pennyworth. Got Gravett hooked up. Hard forearm shot by the aristocrat. Kick to the leg and a shoulder tackle in the corner. Pennyworth stopping away. Pennyworth getting away from those technical maneuvers, the technical wrestling that he is known for, but it seems to be paying dividends as he spins Gravett around. Into the cash advance. Submission on Gravett. Gravett fighting, not willing to say die, breaks the hold and gets back to his feet. Gravett looking to press the advantage. Pennyworth stays on the offense. Overhead belly-to-belly suplex from the modern-day aristocrat. Rolls him over, hooks the leg. Count of 1, count of 2, and a kick out at 2 from Hook Gravett. Pennyworth keeping up the pressure. Slams Gravett face first to the canvas. Gravett rolls out of the ring. Pennyworth with a suicide dive between the ropes. Pennyworth doing everything he can to stay in contention. He's got the ball in his corner now. He's got the advantage. Drops the knee on the arm of Paul Gravett. Picks Gravett back up to his feet. Collar and elbow tie up. Sends Gravett back into the ring. Pennyworth could be looking for the kill shot here. Looking to put Paul Gravett away. Picks him back up. Goes to pick the leg. Gravett out of the way. Gravett with a shot to the midsection. Knee to the midsection. Rolls him over. Neck breaker. On target this time for Gravett. Picks Pennyworth back up. Got him hooked up. Top over wrist lock. And again, Pennyworth's feet under the ropes, but the referee not in position to see it. Gravett cranking back on the top wrist lock. And again, Pennyworth able to shift his weight and break the hold. Both men back to their feet. Collar and elbow tie-up. Elbow to the back of the head, second time. Back elbow to the side of the head a third time, and Paul Hook Gravett drops. Pennyworth rolls him around, got him up. Looking for the cash advance once more. Got it hooked in on Gravett. Cranking back on it. Gravett not willing to submit, still fighting but still in trouble. Gravett screaming out in pain. Gravett manages to break the hold. Oh, for a minute there, I really thought that was going to be it. Gravett got Pennyworth in the front fist-lock position. And there it is, the Gravett. Forearm across the cheek, cranking back. Pennyworth taps. Pennyworth taps, and Gravett extends his record to 3-1. And so, at the end of this round, a three-way tie for the top position. Brawler Beckett, Spoiler 3, and Paul Hook Gravett. Pennyworth remains winless. Outlaw Billy Cody sits at 1-3. The rest of the pack, Akira Wilde, Spencer Watts, and Chalk at 2-2, halfway through this tournament. Still anybody's game, but the field is starting to lengthen. Folks, stay tuned. Our main event is coming up. Ronnie Stockholm, back to you.
Amazing action as always from Gary Bloomfield. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic night of action. We still have more to go though. Folks, it is time for our main event. And as you can see, what a main event we've got. Earlier tonight you heard from Marty Dinkle that Nikki Wilde would in fact be defending her INCW Women's Championship tonight. And who would she be defending against? Well, according to Marty Dinkle, he has found suitable competition for her in the absence of the injured Selena Sharp. So in a moment, we're going to find out just who is going to be walking down that aisle. And ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, before we find out who the opponent of Nikki Wilde is going to be, it appears we have a guest referee. I don't know what to make of this. Of course, Alyssa Wilde is a licensed referee because of her work at the Wilde Academy, but folks, Alyssa Wilde is going to be guest refereeing this match. That absolutely changes the complexion of what we're about to see here. And wait a minute, I recognize that light show and pyros. That folks, Danica Rabin is our mystery opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, this just took on new dimensions. Not only is Nikki Wilde going to be defending her INCW Women's Championship against Danica Rabin, Nikki Wilde's mother and Danica Rabin's blood rival, Alyssa Wilde, is going to be the guest referee. I do not know what to make of this. This could have come from any number of directions. Is Alyssa Wilde out here to make sure that her daughter, who she has been estranged from for a long time, is going to defend her title fairly? Is she out here to try to get some sort of comeuppance against Danica Rabin for the loss to her a couple of weeks ago on NWC Tonight? I just don't know. And how must Danica be feeling about this? Not only on this night does she have an opportunity to become the INCW Women's Champion, she has to face down her fiercest rival as the third person in the ring. This has really become a complex situation, folks. And throughout all of this, what of Nikki Wilde? What role did she have in this? You could see that when Marty Dinkle made that announcement that she was going to be defending her title, she was certainly upset, and she left the broadcast booth in a hurry. You have to wonder if somehow this new guest referee situation, was it a plan by Nikki and her mother? Is this an insurance policy set up by Marty Dinkle to make sure Nikki Wilde can't do any nefarious things as she did last week during Selena Sharp's match? I just don't know. Folks, this marks the first time that we have had a guest referee in this style and capacity on NWC Tonight. Anything can happen on live TV. This should be this is one for the ages, is all I can say. Nikki Wilde, for her part, looking confident, looking cool and collected as always, does not appear to be overly concerned that her estranged mother is going to be refereeing this encounter. Danica Rabin, for her part, all business, but you could see a sour look on her face. I think that she may, in her heart of hearts, suspect that something is afoot here. We can only hope that this match will be allowed to reach its conclusion honestly, because the INCW Women's Championship deserves it. It is the premier women's title in all of esports. This is a title that deserves to be defended at the top level. Well, folks, with that in mind, this match, just to go over the rules, this is a 2 out of 3 falls encounter. All championship matches held in NWC are best 2 of 3 falls. Our ring announcer checking in with our 2 competitors, with the all-business Danica Rabin and the ever-confident women's champion, Nikki Wilde. Of course, Alyssa Wilde, once again, because of her many years of experience in the Wilde Academy, she has refereed several matches. And there she is holding the belt, showing it to Danica. No emotion on her face at all there to indicate what she's thinking here. Folks, I don't know what's going to happen here. I am as in the dark as the rest of you. Alyssa calling for the bell, and our match is underway. Danica Rabin coming in strong, though, with a series of kicks, takes the White Rabbit down. Nikki sent to the outside, and just eats a right hand by Danica Rabin. Danica joining her on the apron there. What is she going to do? Oh my goodness, huge spike. DDT takes the champion down, just dropping her rudely to the floor. Danica not letting the strangeness of this situation overshadow the fact that this is a tremendous opportunity for her. Oh my goodness, Danica Rabin over the top rope. Huge splash to the outside on top of Nikki Wilde. Nikki being rolled back in the ring. Danica following suit. And gets caught by Nikki, who drops her in a rude-looking Manhattan drop and a double leg drop to the lower midsection. And just taunting Rabin, but Rabin coming back strong. And look at that! Nikki Wilde with a stun bun to the jaw of Danica Rabin. Alyssa in for the pin. 1, Makes a 2 count. That was a fair count, ladies and gentlemen. That was a fair count by a professional. Of course, it's probably unfair to challenge the integrity of Alyssa Wilde. She is a professional by any stretch of the imagination. Nikki Wilde rolls Danica through in a Death Valley driver and just slaps the snot out of her, cheering to the crowd, putting her hands up. Look at that. Look at this character. Your women's champion, ladies and gentlemen. But Danica answering back with a backstabber, a tilt-a-whirl backstabber. Just beautiful move. Amazing agility as the White Rabbit slumps into the corner and just eats a kick right to the face. Wait a minute, Danica going to the top rope. That is La Fantasma, folks. That is one of her signature maneuvers. Alyssa in for the cover. Again, a fair count. Made sure that she was in good position. Counted 1, counted 2. Wait a minute. Danica to the top rope. That was a Death Bird, folks. An attempted Death Bird reverse Phoenix Splash. But Nikki had it scouted and got out of the way of it and slams Danica posterior first into the mat and has regained control. You can never sleep on our INCW Women's Champion. Now Alyssa checking in for what appeared to be an honest count there. Honest count of 1. As it stands, Alyssa playing this down the middle. Stun bun right in the corner. Alyssa down there. 1, 2, and a kick out by Danica. First stun bun of the night. Just rang Danica Rabin's bell. Can Nikki capitalize on this and turn this into a win? Repositioning Danica Rabin. Stalking her. What's she going to do? Oh, gets kicked for her trouble. Gets launched across the ring. Danica back up off the ropes with a moonsault off the bottom rope right to the chest of Nikki Wilde. Danica managing to recover nicely. Comes in for a basement drop kick, but Nikki manages to roll out of the way. Stoically, Alyssa Wilde watching the action. Oh, Nikki coming in with a series of rights and lefts. A cross chop to the throat. Follows it up with a bunny kick. Does not go for a pin. Picks Danica up. Went for a stun bun again, but Danica had it scouted. Caught it. Managed to hit to hit Nikki in the back there. Drop kick sends her head first into that lower turnbuckle. Might have knocked the champion unconscious, ladies and gentlemen. She's up to the top. Rabin is up to the top. What's she going to do? Oh, looks like she was getting ready for a Death Bird, but Nikki managed to get underneath her, toss her to the center of the ring. Big body slam from the corner to the center. Now Nikki herself climbing to the top. What's she going to do? Waiting for Danica to stir, but Danica has rolled very far away. What can she do? Nikki, thinking better of it, decides instead for a bunny hop, a running bunny hop, and an elbow drop to Danica. Nikki trying to maintain the offensive here, but Danica doing very well for herself. Remember, folks, this is a 2 out of 3 falls match. So far, we have 0 falls counted. Nikki with a stomp and a twisting senton splash right to the midsection of our challenger. Danica makes it back up, whiffs on a kick, but Nikki does not whiff on a head scissors takedown. What's she doing here, folks? Repositioning Danica, and just goes to town on that leg, trying to hyperextend the right knee of Danica Rabin. And what's she doing here? Takes the long way around and just drops an elbow on that knee, just trying to invert that kneecap. Vicious maneuvers from our women's champion. Nikki Wilde seems to be, well, I was going to say seems to be in control, but managed to eat a solid boot to the face there. Danica Rabin in her first championship opportunity here, and oh, goodness gracious, would you look at that? Just choking the life out of Nikki Wilde. You know, we'll say this, Danica Rabin, she is no angel, folks. She has a dark side to her, and she's going to need it if she's going to be taking out Nikki. Rabin taking Nikki Wilde out over the top rope. Just a suicide plancha of sorts, takes both competitors to the outside. Danica follows up with a snap suplex on the barely padded ringside area. Nikki firing back. Manages to hit a headbutt, holds on, a second headbutt, and a hopping headbutt for 3, showing she is not above fighting dirty, trying to draw blood from her competitor, no doubt. Nikki back in the ring, goes for the pin off of those 3 vicious-looking headbutts. Alyssa in for the count. Counts a solid 2. And again, I was suspicious when I saw Alyssa's name appear on the Chiron, but that said, she is playing it right down the middle, and you've got to appreciate that. Nikki, though, starting to gain confidence, perhaps overly confident, climbs Danica and just roundhouse kicks her. And is she going to finish her off, ladies and gentlemen? What's Nikki going to do? Kick to the stomach, stun bun, stuns Danica out of her boots. 1, 2, and ladies and gentlemen, Danica Raven manages to stay alive. She kicks out. Nikki is beside herself. If Alyssa was going to try a fast count, that would have been the opportunity. Danica has Nikki up. Tiger Driver style powerbomb to the ground. Drags her back to her feet. What's she going to follow up with, folks? Octopus hold, and ladies and gentlemen, she calls that the Groovy Driver. Nikki is stunned. She is on Dream Street as Danica ascends to the top. Death Bird off the top, inverting Phoenix Splash. Nikki, Alyssa taking her time for the pin, and 1, 2, 3. Took Alyssa a while to get there, but Danica has pinned Nikki Wilde. She has pinned her, and we are now 1-0. And Nikki with a hard shot to Danica's face, and Danica appears to be out, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, Nikki just leveled her with that right hand. Wow, she is not moving, folks. I'm not quite sure what to make of this. Danica had all the momentum in the world, took the first pinfall after that Deathbird splash, but then just got nailed with a right hand by Nikki Wilde, and Alyssa in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. What in the world is going on? What happened to Danica? Oh, and just like that, down the rabbit hole. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Folks, out of nowhere, Nikki Wilde picked up 2 extremely fast falls, and I'm not entirely sure what happened here. We're checking our replay here, folks. Danica managed to hit a series of impressive maneuvers, a Groovy Driver followed by a Deathbird, and got that first pinfall. It looked like she had all the momentum in the world, but then suddenly she was flat on her back. I'm wondering if we can we get a better angle of that shot. I hate to cast doubts upon any aspect of a championship match, but folks, okay, we've got a replay here, and folks, does Nikki Wilde have something in her hand? Did she hit Danica with a loaded fist right in full view of her mother? Alyssa is leaving. She is walking out right now. And ladies and gentlemen, I think Nikki Wilde may have struck Danica with some sort of an object in full view of her mother, of the referee, Alyssa Wilde. And folks, I think Nikki stole this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to do some investigating here. As near as I can tell, Danica Raven, I believe she's been screwed out of this championship opportunity by the collusion of Nikki Wilde and her mother, Alyssa Wilde, who has completely left the arena. She was out of here like greased lightning. She did not want to hang around for the fallout to this. So, folks, that is it for our main event, and that is it for this, once again, this fantastic edition of NWC Tonight. I am so happy that you could join us for this exciting wrestling action. Stay tuned on the forum boards, folks. There's going to be a lot of fallout from this one. And once again, we look forward to seeing you again next week for more exciting tournament action. Thank you, everybody. Good night.